Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer. I'm your host for today. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. We've got an incredible program lined up for you today. Ben Johnson, who is the president and CEO of the New Orleans Chamber of Commerce. Just probably 2013 was the best year they've ever had. He's going to be here talking about some of the successes they've had and what they're looking forward to in 2014. Dr. James Meza, who is the superintendent of Jefferson Parish Public Schools, just an incredible job with what he's done with the school system. Again, is going to be talking about 2013 successes and what's going to be taking place in 2014. Good friend Rich Baudry is going to be here with BRIO LLC. Sports nutrition, eating habits, things that make you feel better, things that we know we need to be doing. Rich is going to be talking about that. They've got a free seminar coming up that's going to talk about nutrition eating and how you can be involved in that. And then David Bottner, the executive director for the New Orleans Mission, is going to be here to talk about the mission, how you can help. And they're so short to getting ready to open up a new annex of the mission, and all they need is just a few more dollars. And we're going to be talking about how we hope people can get involved and help them out. Again, Steve Sawyer, we've got a great show lined up for you today. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. We've got a great show lined up for you today, and what better way to start it than our good friend, Mr. Ben Johnson, who is the president and CEO of the New Orleans Chamber of Commerce. Ben, I say it every time you're here, just an incredible job that you're doing with the chamber, your energy, your focus, your enthusiasm. You know, you're always very kind to give other people the success, but you, my friend, you are what's making that organization run. And I can't tell you, I've been here 24 years. I think 2013 was probably one of the best years for the chamber that I've ever seen. And the way you ended it on December the 4th, talk about that luncheon, because that's got to be the highest attended luncheon you've ever had.
Steve, it was amazing. 900 business people.
900 business people, Metro New Orleans.
Yep, they all came out to hear our new U.S. Attorney, Kenneth Polite, at the end of his talk.
And if I'm not mistaken, Ben, I apologize for him, that was the first time that he spoke anywhere, and you had him.
We were fortunate. The stars seemed to align for us every now and then, and he was excited to have the opportunity to address the business community. And he just honest, sincere statements. At the end of his talk, spontaneously, all 900 stood up and applauded. And one of the programs we're working on with him, he talked about this 32 plus 2. 30 corporations would make a commitment each for 2 years to hire 2 ex-offenders. And it's up in Lansing, Michigan. It's been up there for about 5 years. They've worked the kinks out. So we've had several meetings. I'm hoping during 2014 this would be a new initiative that all the chambers in the region, business community, they're all focused on. This is a critical issue in Louisiana, and in the city it's really the hardship. What we know, if you go to prison, you're going to come out a better criminal, and the recidivism rate is so high. So this is an attempt to help break that. So Kenneth is leading this. He's a young man. He's from New Orleans. He understands the neighborhoods and what young people are going through today. So as a role model in his position, we're very excited about it.
Is this a program that he started, or?
No, he heard about it. It's been nationally piloted in a couple states, and Michigan, Lansing actually was one of them. And it was a businessman. He said, we've got to do something about it.
Wow.
And he got people together, and people are looking for a way, how do you change this track?
Yeah.
And so the chamber, we told him we're all in. So we've jumped on this. Kalisha Garrett at Harris has taken a leadership role, just convening this and helping put it together. So
wow, that's great.
It's exciting, Steve.
Real quick, let's talk about, you've got the Women's Business Alliance coming up, and then the New Orleans Chamber and Life City Mardi Gras Ball.
I got to tell you, those are going to be fun. The ladies love this Women's Business Alliance, and it's going to be in partnership with the 10,000 small businesses, and then the National Association of Businesses owned by women. And there'll be an hour on marketing and branding, and then it'll move right into a 2-hour networking social over at the Degas House.
Oh, that sounds great.
It should be great.
Is this the first time you've done this?
This type of a partnership. But the Business Alliance, the Women's Business Alliance, it's 2 years old now, and we're averaging between 100 and 150 professional women. No offense to the males, but it's just a different environment, they say, when they have the opportunity to professionally network among themselves. And I get a little grief from the men.
It's all right.
But I don't even get to go to these.
That's all right.
It's great. It's great.
Ben, website is www.neworleanschamber.org. All the information on the chamber. And I got to tell you, again, firsthand, you will not find a better organization in the city of New Orleans to be a part of. You don't necessarily have to be in New Orleans to be a member of the New Orleans Chamber. Cox is a perfect example. We've been a member of a chamber, and I just can't tell you again how much we enjoy the relationship, the partnership. You know, you're always welcome on the show.
Steve, thank you.
Good luck. I know you got to run. He's got to get down to a meeting. He came all the way out here to be on the show. He's got to run back at 10.
It's a privilege and an honor to be here, and we appreciate not only your membership, but your membership as a Chairman's Council and your participation with the board.
Well,
Thank
you are extremely welcome. We're proud to do it. Stay with us. We've got Dr. James Meza from Jefferson Parish Public Schools. He's going to be our next guest. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. We always love having Ben Johnson on the show, and we always love following Ben Johnson with this gentleman, Dr. James Meza, who is the superintendent for Jefferson Parish Public Schools. Dr. Meza, I know your schedule is busy. I want to thank you for taking time to be on the show today. Always a pleasure to have you here. Congratulations on a phenomenal 2013. I was looking at the sheet earlier, and it goes on and on and on with all the successes that you've had. I would just like to ask, what do you feel were some of your big successes for 2013?
Well, first is I want to thank you and Cox for their support and giving us an opportunity to talk to the public on the tax renewal. That money was so essential for our continued success. And we won by overwhelming vote, about 65%, and that's a strong vote of confidence. So we're very, very happy with that.
Well, you foot soldier for that. You put a lot of work in yourself, so congratulations.
We did, and you know, our teachers and our principals and our board members really stood behind us, so we felt really good.
That's good.
But the district made a tremendous leap last year, and you know, 2.5 years ago, we were a D- district. We had over 75% of our schools Ds and Fs. Today, we are a B district pushing toward an A.
Phenomenal.
And you know, it's just a tremendous amount of hard work, dedication, passion, and commitment to serve the children of Jefferson Parish.
And that's what it's all about. That is absolutely what it's all about.
You know, more and more today, our teachers and principals are realizing they're starting to feel the satisfaction and going back to the day they got into education. They're really seeing that they're making a difference.
The category you talked about with the D and the B, is that something that the state does? I mean, when you say, I mean, that's legitimate grading, right?
That's a legitimate grade based on the number of students that achieve basic, mastery, and advanced. And it's calculated, it's a state accountability score. We're the largest district in Louisiana.
I didn't realize
one of the highest free and reduced lunch rates. And you know, that's not an excuse. You know, we felt that we could develop a system around the needs of children, start to align funding to better serve our children, and the results are paying off.
Now, I got to tell you, I played high school football, and I love following high school football today. You had an incredible track record this year in the state championships as well.
We really did. East Jefferson High School, which is a true public school, taking every child who walks through that door, they did a tremendous job. They were undefeated state champions. And I tell you what, we saw alumni going back as far as I can remember, and that's when East Jeff became a school over 50 years. So much pride, and Coach Nick Saltaformaggio, and then Jimmy Keidel, the principal. So many old-timers, so to speak, wore their jackets to the state game.
That's great.
We must have had 15,000, 20,000 people at the state playoff, and we beat an excellent team in Carr.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We thought they were LSU when they first came out there. I mean, they were so
I think a lot of people thought Carr was going to win that game.
Yeah, Carr was a high favorite. But I'll tell you what, our kids did a great job. It just builds, everyone felt good, the entire school system. We also had a district champ with John Arrett, and you know they have a strong history and tradition of winning. So, you know, I think that everything kind of works together. You know, we build momentum in athletics and academics. The entire system is feeling good about itself.
Let me ask you this before we have to close real quick. 2014, what is your big 3 items you'd say real quick?
Most importantly, we got to get ready for the higher standards called Common Core State Standards.
Okay.
We're working every day in professional development of our teachers. We want our teachers ready and our students to be ready. In 40 days, they'll take a more difficult test than they did in the previous year. We're working with the state so that we have a transition. We don't want our students to raise the standards and not be prepared for that. So it'll be like a 2-year transition period, okay, so that we don't see this tremendous decline in performance until we get to be a higher readiness for the new standards.
Okay.
The other issue is we're moving in technology for every classroom. A digital learning environment for every child is our goal. And of course, once we do this, we'll be ready for the new testing, which will also be an online test for students from grade 3 through 8.
Yeah, we could have you on for 30 minutes.
I'm ready.
They're giving me the sign that I've got to wrap this up. Dr. Meza, always a pleasure, a privilege to have you on the show.
It's
Congratulations for all the great work in 2013. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. We've just got a great show today. We've got a lot of information that we've given out so far, and we're going to keep that tradition going with Rich Baudry, who is the CEO, president of BRIO LLC.
Correct.
Rich, we told you to come back on the show and talk more, and I'll be darned if you're not sitting back on the show again.
Here we are again.
Because we love it. BRIO LLC, talk a little bit about what that is.
Okay, BRIO means, in Italian, means vim, vitality, vigor. So our whole business is about bringing back people to life, giving them some vitality, teaching them how to live better, healthy habits and things like that, helping them to figure out how to become healthier.
Now, February the 11th, and you and I were talking about this before the camera started rolling, you've got a sports nutrition seminar. Now, I think the thing that's fascinating about this is we were both talking, everybody wants to eat well. What does that mean? And it's things like this that can help you do this. So talk about the nutrition seminar, how you can get involved, where it's going to be held, and so forth.
Sure. So you're right. Everybody knows they need to eat better. Everybody has some basic ideas, proteins, carbohydrates, these things. Everybody kind of understands it, but how do you implement it?
Exactly.
It's hard. We're all busy people, and so how do you do it? How do you do it for your kids? How do you do it for yourself? So the seminar is all about giving you tips and giving you easy ways to implement healthy lifestyles, how to start making those habits, you know, things like making good food available, especially for your kids, having something out on the counter that they can easily grab and eat. That's something that's healthy, as opposed to chips and things that we all know are not the best for us.
Well, the website is briofit.com. I'm assuming all information about the sports nutrition seminar will be on the website.
Absolutely.
But other information, can you find information about nutrition and fitness on the website as well?
So we have a dietitian, Marie Robles. She'll be doing the seminar for us, and she has a bio and she has some information on the programs that we have at BRIO that will help support the nutrition.
Now, for the seminar, is there a cost for the seminar?
It's free.
Absolutely
we want
free.
people to come out, and it says sports nutrition, but we consider everybody elite athletes. Anybody who walks in our door is an athlete. So if you're alive, you come to our door, you're an athlete, you're well for sports nutrition.
I love that. I like being an athlete. Now I got to ask you, I saw on the sheet that you gave us, you've got a golf training program.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that. And where do I sign up?
There you go. There you go. Well, you know, golf's a sport like any other sport, and I don't know if you've ever taken lessons before, but lots of times the golf pro tries to make you do things that you can't physically do.
Right.
And if you can't
Been
do
there,
it,
done that.
He's you know, beating his head against the wall saying, no, get here, get here, get here. So
Right.
golf training is actually looking at the areas that may be tight, weak, strong, or unstable that need to be more stable so that you can make a good golf swing.
Now you do this for anybody, or is it for teams, or?
Sure.
Anybody?
We actually have a golf team that comes in right now. They're training for the spring year,
Really?
the spring golf competition. We're looking forward to big things from them. They've improved their fitness by like 20% over about an 8-week period.
Well, we do a lot of work with our good friend Kelly Gibson, and former PGA Tour pro, and You know, I can honestly say that he was working with me on some lessons, and he finally just said, "Nah, you're beyond help."
He said that back's not going to do it, huh?
Just not going to work. Rich, thank you so much for being on the show again.
I appreciate
Please come back and keep us informed on health and nutrition. And Rich said a key thing. It's a sports nutrition seminar, but let's take the word sports out. It's about nutrition, healthy eating, things that we know we all should be doing. It's absolutely free, so please take advantage of that. The website is BRIOfit.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our final guest today is Mr. David Bottner. David is the Executive Director for the New Orleans Mission. And David, thank you so much for taking time to be on the show today, because I think it's important, especially now. And it's kind of unfair that we always think about the homeless during times of crisis like cold weather and things like that. But the mission has been around for a long time. Tell us a little bit about the New Orleans Mission, kind of who you are, what you do, so forth.
Well, first, Steve, thank you for having me on the show. And this actually marks the mission's 25 years of service to the homeless community. And really, we've embarked really on becoming a community center. We do serve the homeless, but we've even been meeting the needs of the growing number of people that need food in the community. So we're kind of morphing into more than just
That's a good point. Very good point.
And so right now we'll serve this year probably about 2,000 men and women homeless that are homeless. We not only feed them, but we have an opportunity for them to sleep there. And then if they so choose, we have GED programs.
Oh, wow.
We have life skill classes. We have different work programs that they can connect with, which will allow them to transition back and becoming taxpayers in society. We really try to encourage growth in the mission, not just dependence.
That's super, because I really don't think a lot of people realize that you're doing programs like that. Now, we were talking before the segment, you're close to opening a new, I guess, an expansion or a new building or a new segment of the mission. Talk a little bit about that, because you're really close to getting that open.
Yeah, we're excited because one of the biggest needs that we saw in the community right now was homeless women. Homeless women were up by 66% over last year. So we kept seeing more and more homeless women coming into the shelter, and the problem was we just kept throwing down more and more cots. Well, we were just in desperate need to expand our space. So what we did is we purchased a building across the street with some generous donations from Gardner Realty, Troy Duhan of Premier Automotive Group, and an anonymous donor that said, hey, we'll put up $120,000. We want the community to match it.
Wow.
So where we are so far in our goal of $300,000 is we are at $230,000. So we're only $70,000 away from our goal to be able to fully expand our women's center. And that will give us the opportunity, instead of only being able to serve 16 homeless women, we'll be able to serve 32.
Wow, that's great.
And so last night, because we have been able to begin our expansion, last night we slept about 27 women. Tonight will be 32. Unfortunately, we just don't have the facility in the order that we would like to have it in.
And you're how far away?
70,000.
70,000. So the website is neworleansmission.org. People can go to the website. I mean, 70,000 in the scheme of things is a lot of money, but it's a goal that's obtainable by you guys, and you're almost there.
Yes.
So we really want to urge folks to get out and do what they can to help the mission out. The mission's been around for 25 years. I know, again, in times of cold weather, it's very unfortunate, but it seems like that's when we think about the homeless, and I know you guys have got to have been busy the way this winter's going so far.
Yeah, some nights we've even had up to 350 men, women, and children sleeping inside the mission.
Wow.
Just incredible
Life-saving.
numbers.
I mean, you just can't sleep outside in weather like this.
It is. Well,
can't survive.
They actually had a lady that died out underneath the bridge because the temperature got so cold, her body dropped, and it's a tragedy.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we felt like now more than ever, there was such a big push and a sense of urgency to really meet this need for this homeless women.
David, again, thank you for what you do. It's an incredible service you guys provide to the community. The website is www.neworleansmission.org. Please go to the site, dig into the pockets a little bit. They're only a few dollars short of having this new building built. Thank you for being on the show. We invite you to please come back, give us updates on the mission, things that we can do to help you out as well. My name is Steve Sawyer. You've been watching Across Louisiana. We greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.